Outdoors. It's your back porch commentators coming to you from somewhere in Missouri, where a firm handshake means more than your signature, and a cold drink can help solve almost any problem. That's what we're planning to do here, bring you along on our journey to the answers to life's questions. You'll get a few facts and a lot of opinions, but remember, we're probably intoxicated and definitely full of shit. So pull up a chair and settle in while we explore some of those most thought-provoking questions, like why is a man bun a thing? Hey everybody, welcome back for episode 23 of B&J on the Rocks.
Yeah, 23. What were you doing at 23?
I was married.
Yeah, that's right. My bad.
Yeah, I was married with one kid, had another one a couple years behind there, and bought our first house.
Yeah.
Well, we got married young though.
Right.
We didn't get married because of kids.
Yeah, right.
So that's the thing. We're getting off topic already. But anyway, when people find out that I'm 38 and I've got a 17-year-old and this and that, they're like, "Oh, you probably got married because you got her pregnant, didn't you?" And I was like, "No."
I was trying to get her pregnant.
Actually, we were married for 2 years before we even had it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But anyway,
Yeah. 23. God, I was living in Columbia, Missouri. Engaged.
Oh yeah.
That's the furthest I ever got.
It takes it back a couple years. Man.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
It seems like time just goes so fast, and then you look back
According
and go,
to the Righteous Brothers,
kinda
it goes
seems
by
like-
so slowly.
Yeah.
But looking back,
when you look back, it's like, holy shit, that was like yesterday.
oh yeah.
But then you think of everything you've done since then, and it's like, all right, I guess it's been a couple years.
Yeah. Well, when I bought the business, Bill, the guy I bought it off of, was like, "Oh yeah, I did that a couple years ago." And then when I bought it, and transferred the paperwork, and I'm looking at it, it was like 94. That's not a couple years ago.
A couple years, man.
That's like a decade and a half, man.
You're like, I forgot.
But it's true,
Time slips away.
It does when you think about it, and that's what scares me ultimately.
Right.
Is you just push through the day. The days turn to weeks, weeks turn to months, seasons go by, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, that's been 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, and we're almost 40.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up again.
That's it. I'm drinking.
Another fucking
Drinking.
Speaking of drinking.
Yeah. What are we drinking tonight, John?
Well, you're gonna have to tell me because I saw you put some cumin in there.
I was pumping it up myself. It was fresh brewed coming.
That's how we say it. Right?
I honestly don't know. We were going back and forth on what to drink, but it's a chilly night. This is going to be our first cool night.
Really, well, a couple weeks ago
There
we
was
had
a
that
cool
cool
one,
night,
yeah.
but this is like the first official fall episode. I guess,
Yeah. So I wanted to go warm.
Yeah.
And plus, I got this new tumbler.
People.
Yeah. I don't care what it say, John. Patriotic as fuck.
Yeah, well, I love it.
But I also got it tall and skinny, so when I was real drunk, my hand can still wrap around it. Because those big ones are like, those big ones are like, I was like, I want like 32 ounces, but your hand gets like this, and it's like, I get drunk. Yeah, I get drunk, and it's just going to slip right out of my hand, and I'm going to fuck shit up, and I'll be mad at myself and drunk, and then that leads to masturbation. And masturbation. Yeah. Stupid. Anyway,
Grudge
no.
fucking yourself.
Not the first, not the last.
Go grudge fuck yourself. Huh? Did he ask me to grudge fuck myself?
Yes, he did.
Okay, well.
You're going to be angry. Don't take it out on anybody. Take it out on yourself.
Right. I didn't need an excuse, but okay.
Okay, if I'm going to. Now, I just got a pan out and threw some cider in it and some screwball peanut butter whiskey, and then I put a little sugar and some cinnamon and sliced up some apples that Jack and I picked and let it stew, and then we put it in these tumblers, got set up, and in the meantime it smells like it's turned into moonshine.
Fermented itself some more.
It was not meant to be this strong.
The sugar, the extra sugar and the apples, and it's
we haven't tasted this yet.
No.
So you're
gonna
go with
exactly what we get.
It's good.
It's good. It's warm.
It's a very good fall, cool, crisp evening.
Yeah.
Kind of drink.
It's like Martha Stewart in a cup.
Martha Stewart's cup. What?
That tastes salty.
Oh yeah. That's not bad. You're really going to town.
It blunt my lip on that one. Got a little high on the register.
It's pretty good.
That's not bad. I've definitely
You've
put
done
worse in my mouth.
Yeah.
And got paid less for it.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Anyway. No
so-
emails. Well, in case we got a late email up there.
you better look. Oh no, we were talking about cars last week. Man, after that episode, I thought of like a handful of cars more than I should have mentioned. I mean, but again, we were talking about that could have been like a multi-episode.
Yeah.
I mean, I think any dude
Could have gone forever.
Yeah, once your dick quits working, your love of tinkering as a man still goes on. Tinkering and food. Once the dick quits, you're like, I'm gonna build myself a wood shop and eat baked pies at the diner. That would be my retirement plan. Like
There you go.
that might be my retirement. Fuck, I don't know.
Just be at this point, right?
Yeah, just build me a shed, a shed house, whatever, and
Yeah.
I'd be fine.
Well, it's funny because like 2 days after we recorded that, then I was flipping through channels and the Make 'em auction was on.
Oh
And
yeah.
I was like, oh, I should have done that. I should have said that. Oh man,
yeah.
I forgot about those.
So many. So many.
It was like the muscle car hour. You know? And I'm like, fuck.
Well, the more we talked about it, the more I realized how in love I am with the 50s, 60s GM era.
Yeah, that old
Like,
stuff.
yeah, I guess, about 48 to 68.
The real classic.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I mean, hell, everybody goes for like that 49 to, I don't know, 51, 52 Chevy pickup.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fan of the 54. The turn
Yeah.
signals were moved down a little bit. So it's just like, there's little things about the GMs through that era. I couldn't honestly even tell you a lot about the Fords, and let alone the Dodges. I mean, it's just GMs from that era, I guess. But one of my favorites was a 66 Chevelle convertible. I've always wanted one of those, like a Super Sport.
Yeah.
Never even thought about it while we were talking. I'm like, what a dumbass.
Right.
Fucking Makers was kicking in. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That'll get to you.
That'll get to you. That'll happen.
I've almost finished that off now.
Have you? I'll tell you what, it's good stuff. It's
just kind of like put it up on the shelf there, and I was every night now I've been like, I'm gonna have another glass of that.
The elf on the shelf comes out.
Right, yeah.
Instead of the Tinkerbell fairy from Absinthe, it's Maker Mark, elf on the shelf.
Yeah.
Come drink it, you faggot. Don't be a pussy now.
Yeah, but probably one of them that I've thought.
I keep burning my lip on something.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, that is good though.
It's warm.
Whew. I'm sorry. It's gonna look like a giant herpes sore or something in the morning. The lip's gonna be all swollen from being burnt. What happened to you? You don't want to know.
You don't want to know. It's a podcast.
Yeah, it's on camera if you want to see it.
What the fuck?
It's on
How did
camera.
you do that?
YouTube or Pornhub, you figure it out.
Either way.
Either way, I finished.
Yep. No, but one of mine was the '64 Galaxy 500.
Oh, those were pretty cars too. Yeah.
My grandpa had one before I was born, but I've seen pictures of it, And then my uncle, his son, bought one later in life, and it's like, fuck, man, those are nice fucking cars. Like, I just like, I normally don't like those big fucking boats,
Mm-hmm.
But those and the Impalas, they kind of had that.
There was a fine line between a boat and a muscle car almost. Yeah.
Yeah, the lines were just right, and I've always liked those.
There was a Mercury ride in that era that I seen on TV once, and I liked.
Oh yeah.
Can't deny a '59 Thunderbird.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, they're almost ugly, but they're still. Yeah.
No, I agree.
That was actually John F. Kennedy's one of his favorite cars was a '57 Thunderbird.
Yeah. Well, then in God, what was it like? Early 2000s, Ford kind of
Had
came
a
out with that
retro-
kind of retro one.
Yeah, it had like a 3.9, I want to say, like V8.
Oh, yeah.
It might have shared it with that Lincoln.
Oh yeah.
That Lincoln, shit, what the hell did they call that? You know the one I'm talking about.
I'm trying to think back to that.
They were giant chunks of crap because they had like aluminum lower control arms and shit, and they were always, they were built off a Jaguar frame.
Like the LS.
Yeah, that's what it
whatever.
was. It was
Yeah,
the
okay.
LS, yeah.
When those first came out, I was like, oh, I like those.
Right.
And then everybody started getting them, and they're like, oh, these things are a piece of shit.
Yeah, they were
Oh,
giant
damn it.
turds.
Because then you started seeing them for sale for like $2,000.
Oh yeah.
Oh, needs transmission.
There was a guy that I used to see on the mail route in Ravenwood, and he was always getting his mail in the evening, and I was like, man, that is a clean LS for being, 12, 15 years old. He's like, man, every 8 months I'm replacing the front end on this thing.
Fuck.
Lincoln came out with a nice retro Continental. I don't know if it's in production or they just haven't made much, but it had the suicide doors on it and shit. And like the old 60, like
I
the
do remember
61,
seeing that.
63s.
Okay.
Well, actually, they weren't quite up to like 67, so they got the real square front end.
Yeah.
My favorite year would have been like the 62, 63, the Dealey Plaza special.
Right.
Speaking of John F. Kennedy,
Yeah.
that'll really blow your mind.
Well, I was listening to something about him this morning, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Well, I was listening, we were talking about comedians some, and Bill Burr, or not Bill Burr, fuck, Bill Hicks, had done a thing about the Kennedy assassination on one of his specials, and this kind of goes into it. Now, the best part was where he's like, yeah, you can actually go up there in the museum, and you can get, but you can't get right in the window because then you might look at it and go, no fucking way.
Right.
Like,
Have you ever been there?
I have not. Well, I've been to the plaza, but I've never been up in
there.
In
The
museum.
plaza's enough, though. You never realize how small of an area that really is.
Yeah.
Until you're right down on it, you're like,
It's just
how did he get 3 shots off on a car doing 15 mile an hour?
right.
I mean, he'd have to rack because it was a bolt action, so he's having to rack the
Yeah.
3 times on a moving car and re-aim.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
Something about it.
Yeah, something just don't smell right.
Yeah.
So
His other thing was it looks authentic because Oswald's not in the window.
Oh.
Yeah, it's amazing. There's so much around that.
Oh yeah, and who knows if we'll ever
Never.
know the truth. There's probably, the thing is about something that big is probably half the people involved never even knew the whole
extent of
plant.
it. Yeah.
They just knew their
part.
portion.
Yeah, it was,
that
hey,
was
can
it.
you go do this? And,
Right.
Yeah, I'll do that. Okay.
Yeah. And in the midst of it, everybody did their job, and then afterwards, nobody can tell the story because nobody knew the story. And whoever actually did come up with it, they're long.
They're gone.
They're gone, man. Because the people in power in '63 are dead and gone, I'd say.
Yeah.
Anyway, some morbid topics.
Sorry, back to cars.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you want to make a whole other episode out of cars, or?
Oh, we can just kind of mention them, I guess. You were talking about the pickups, the Chevy pickups from the early 50s, late 50s. And one of the trucks that came across the auction that night was it was a 51 Ford F100.
That was pretty pickup.
I liked them, but I didn't like the front end. They looked too much like a fucking old man. Like, I was like,
back then, all those trucks did.
They all did, right?
Yeah.
But then the 56, about that time, they looked a lot better, I thought.
Right,
And
right.
that with like the wood bed,
Oh yeah, you gotta
all that
love the
shit.
wood beds and stuff.
all blacked out. I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
man. It just looked mean as fuck,
The Tri-5s right in there. That was a big time. Everybody was competitive, I think, as far as the auto styling and stuff. But the Tri-5s were, I mean, especially in Chevy, everybody knows the Tri-5s in Chevy, 55, 56, 57. But the pickups had that too, the 55 to the 57 pickups. But like a 59 Apache, Chevy Apache pickup.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, they were supposed to be luxury kind of trucks, I think, back then. They had the fleet size and stuff, but they're just, again, they're ugly enough that I like them. Maybe that's my problem with women.
They don't like them, huh?
That's horrible. Usually I overshoot my bounds on women. And and then it still doesn't work. It's probably why, because I overshoot. I'm like, she's hot, and then it's like, she's batshit crazy.
You gotta find that sweet spot.
Yeah, you gotta find that 7. I had a girl tell me you gotta find a 7. I guess that's what pillows and light switches are made for.
Yeah. and then even though with that, I mean, because then really a 7 is up to interpretation.
Right.
So
yeah, it depends on how
you
big
gotta find your 7.
Yeah,
right?
Depends on how big the cup is you're drinking out of.
Right.
Now there's a couple things I kind of wanted to go over this week, just throw out. Speaking of cars, though, you know what I hate on vehicles? Fucking bumper stickers. I don't care what your opinion is. I don't care if you got an honor roll student. I don't give a shit if you sell, what's the candles or whatever? The Cincy's or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't give a good goddamn rat's ass. You're giving people more shit to look at while they're driving. When they're already distracted by the phone and the kids and whatever else.
Yeah.
14 dozen lights and switches and buzzers. The entertainment screens on the fucking cars now. It's like a tablet in the dash.
Yeah.
You know, to control your HVAC system. So you're driving down the road. You remember when your parents used to yell at you for turning on the light on the highway at night?
Yeah.
Because, you know, now they've got a tablet in the fucking dash, and it won't go off. Let alone if you got a dash cam or a GPS unit or whatever, and you're trying to throw a bumper sticker in my face about don't eat meat, you're a vegan.
Plus, I'm trying.
You're
to
lucky
read
I
my
don't put
text.
you in the ditch and cook you for dinner, bitch.
I'm trying to scroll Facebook and post videos.
Right,
and shit. I mean,
right. I'm
I
trying
ain't got
to
time to read your
look at fucking porn videos that people are sending me, you know.
Right.
Look at this. Oh, Jesus. She's kind of hot. Oh, God, a giant black dick. Didn't see that coming.
Right, again.
Again. I don't know how many black dicks I've seen in the last 2 years. It's like, oh, she's hot. Oh, she's hot. She's hot. You remember in Toy
Wait a
Story, there's that
second.
one. Yeah, I know what's coming. This is too good.
Yeah.
Nobody sends me something good just to be nice.
Right.
No, you remember Toy Story, that episode, or one of the first movies, I think it was, and I remember from when I was a kid, and they're surfing channels, or I think it was the second one maybe, and they're surfing channels and the pigs hitting because it was the guy, it was Cliff off of Cheers was doing the voice to it.
Yeah,
He's like clicking it, and he's like, oh, there it was. He's like, too far, I gotta go around the horn. He's like, go around the horn, and he just keeps hitting it, going forward and forward until it cycles back. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's kind of how it is with those porn clips. Like, it's like hot, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot. Oh, black dick. And then I'm like, repeat. Gotta go around the horn at that point. I'm still gonna finish. Yes, it's only a 12-second clip. I don't care. I'm not doing this for pleasure. It's just a chore at this point. I just need to knock the boner out of the day.
4 seconds.
I need to grab a turkey sandwich, you know, go back to work. It's just a chore. It's just part of the day. But fucking bumper stickers. I just cannot. And, you know, here's the thing. If you own a car for 6 years and you're still sporting an Obama election sticker from 2012 and it's 2020, it's peeling off. It looks like shit. Now you're just disgracing whoever's name is on there because it looks like shit.
Right.
And we, like, you peel it off. Peel it off. I mean, have you ever noticed, and this was something I thought of the other day, when you see these cars, like you said, the Cincy's and the shit riding around, you know, like, we sell this on the side, whatever. I'm going to plaster this because this is a tax write-off now, right?
Right.
Have you ever noticed?
Are the worst, man. They get
all over it.
It's
all over it.
Yeah.
But
if
have
you
you
sell
ever noticed?
Cincy, I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's an old woman that works at the post office that sells it. She gets out of that thing and she's walking like, she only has 1 speed. I don't even know how she got a job there. She couldn't have taken the test in the time limit.
Right.
Like, she is so damn slow. And then she's got that Cincy shit all over her van. And I'm like, let me guess, your house smells like 13 fucking cats. That's why you got it. But have you ever noticed when you see a van or something that says Pure Romance? I'm not saying all the time. I've seen a couple hot, like, midlife crisis cougars driving the Pure Romance.
So true.
It's always a fat girl driving. Or an unattractive woman, and she's like got the big glasses on, 14 pounds of makeup. She's kicked back like she's pimping because she's driving like a Jeep. You know what I'm saying? Like, she just bought a Jeep that was like $45,000, and then she went and dumped another 20 grand on a lift and pink accessories and decals. and it never sees anything but highway. But she's cool because she's midlife crisis and she has a Jeep, which means she's dangerous. She's making choices. She's changing her life. And she also carries 14 pounds of batteries around for every fucking vibrating contraption in every orifice she has.
Honey, you're buzzing.
Yeah, I'm just like, honey, you know why you hate men? Because none of us go, like, fuck me. And do you really need to advertise that? Look, honey, you're not independent for men. You're just too damn big for any of us to mount on. Okay? At 80,000 pounds, the licensing stops. You gotta have, like, wide load, heavy duty escorts to get your ass from the bar to the back of a car.
Yeah.
Goddamn, woman. I ain't lifting your ass up in that fucking 12-inch lifted Jeep. Leave your fucking batteries in there. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Well, chances are she got into it because she needed it. Now she's got a discount. So.
No shit. I mean, it's more like pure Jenny Craig. It's not pure romance. It's pure Jenny Craig. And I have seen a couple hot ones. Don't get me wrong. But if they're usually bitches. Can you imagine if dudes drove around like with like the pocket pussies or whatever? Like, I sell pocket pussies, and then I get out and I'm an absolute douchebag to every female I met.
Right.
Now I'm an asshole. But if I have a sticker on my car that says I sell pocket pussies and I treat you like shit, it's not me being an independent man. It's you're a loser.
Yeah.
You're a fucking loser. Now, if
Right.
you switch the roles and it's a female, I sell dildos for a living, and I'm going to treat you like shit because this can vibrate and you can't. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Mount a 3-speed transmission and a big Briggs & Stratton
Right.
24-horse V-twin fucking air cool. I don't give a shit. Fucking ride that sumbitch clear to Alaska, bitch. You ain't fucking special. All you're telling me is no man will put up with your shit long enough to get the job done. That's all you're telling me. Sell all your dildos. I don't give a fuck. And
They probably
you're still
can't
at
get in
night.
there.
You're still crying with lonely tears watching the Hallmark Channel and eating cheese puffs. Fuck you.
The rant is
I've had a shitty week, goddammit. I'm gonna take it out on this here microphone.
poor microphone.
Shit.
It's gonna be an accessory in a pure romance.
No, Brent, nicely special. Have some COVID on you.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, that's why I make sure you use the same one every week, because you know I ain't disinfecting these things.
Are we still talking about the microphones?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So I was talking to my brother-in-law this week. Speaking of shitty week, and I was going off on a little rant. We were talking about raising our kids. You know,
You?
Never. And we were talking about raising our kids, and,
Yeah.
and you know, you got to teach your kid to take care of business. You know, TCB before play, work before play.
Yeah.
I thought of a more modern term. Now I can't share this with my son yet, but I think that you will
The
come
day's
to.
coming.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
with yours is getting old enough.
Yeah.
You can probably chores before whores.
Chores before.
I want that on a T-shirt too.
Yeah,
Chores
yeah.
before whores.
Hey, we can make it.
And we can do that. Chores before whores. Raise your kids right.
That'll be a new hashtag. That might be the name of this next time.
Chores before whores.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll think about that one. Oh man.
What a night.
So you got any new bumper stickers lately?
No, not yet, but I'm really looking forward to this election
I've
being
been getting-
over.
oh my God.
So fucking
It's so
tired
close.
of it.
It's so
So
close.
close, but yet so far.
But they were talking with all the mail-in voting now because of COVID, and certain places aren't even open anymore. You know?
Right.
So it's like, well, fuck, I don't want to go stand in line for 14 fucking hours. Here's my fucking ballot.
Right.
And you know, they're talking it's going to be at least weeks before
They know the results. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. It's an interesting fucking year anyway. It's like, fuck.
I could. They usually have polling done like within the hour. Like it's like you watch the 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock news, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is where every count." And it's like literally on the screen, 14, 15, 16, 17. And I'm like, you got old Ethel down there calling it in, do you?
Right.
She's dialing it in as she got the old Apicatha or whatever, the Athica or
Yeah, they show 'em at the-
slide the beads over, and there's one Asian guy with a microphone, for the news channel,
Yeah.
And we're down here right now. And 13, 14, 15.
and all you hear is where they're sliding the beads across. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, really? Are we really counting as we go?
Yeah.
But if they can do that,
I've seen them.
yeah. But if they can do that, there's no reason, even with mail-in ballots, that we should be taking this slow.
Right.
Now
the machine fucking reads it as you put
Right.
it in. I mean,
right.
otherwise
And,
it wouldn't reject
and
the
the
fucking
mail shouldn't
thing.
be that slow. So I've had 2 parcels now in the last few weeks. This thing included, where it got scanned as the label was made, but it was never scanned received. It was never scanned pickup. There was never a scan until it hit my local post office out for delivery,
Really?
and then at my house. I've got one coming right now. It's an email. I
Oh, yeah, you know
sent out
this.
like Thursday, and it's never been tracked
Oh.
on 3-day priority. So it should be here like yesterday.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, the post office and hauling mail, everything that I've noticed that has any kind of anything in it says political mail in it. They're tagging everything political mail. So it's lost. You remember when you worked and there was certain times that it would come out and it said political mail and you knew there was no delay. It went out today. You were shipping it.
Yeah.
Wasn't sitting on a dock. It was on your truck, off the truck. The mail, the carriers were taking it that day.
Yeah.
It wasn't like an ad or, it has to be out in the next 3 days or whatever. It was like,
phone books.
whatever. Yeah. So, but they put political mail on everything.
Political
So
mail.
now it's like lost its value because everything says political mail. Because they don't know, they're so worried about somebody fucking something up. They're dragging everything political mail, and
Right.
because they don't know.
Times.
Yeah, they don't know if one random ballot got lost in a pile of bundles of pre-sorted magazines.
Right.
They just don't know. So they're just tagging it on everything now. But they're so worried about getting blamed for something, which you already know there's going to be, after they declare a winner, whoever it is, there's already going to be somebody contesting it.
Somebody's contested. Yeah.
How it's gone the last, I don't know.
4 elections
It
anyway.
was something,
Back to what, Bush in 2000, the hanging Chad. Remember that? I think that
Florida.
started the whole thing.
Yeah. I don't know. But you can't tell me we're not going to know who a winner is for like 3 weeks.
Right.
No fucking way. If it didn't get in time, then that tells me that old Ethel didn't get in her Buick and drive to the polling center. It's no different than that person that got off work late and didn't get a chance to vote. You missed your chance.
Yeah.
Fucking it is what it is.
Well, and now I heard a story today that there's in California, there's a bunch of in L.A., Fresno, and
There's boxes put
San
out.
Diego, maybe.
Yeah, and they're saying the GOP put them out, right?
That's what they're saying. But
Right.
Who the fuck knows?
Right. And it was
I
in
guess
front
they
of churches
claim-
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were there and then they disappeared and were asking.
Right.
Up in the wind.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
fucking people, just leave shit
Now,
alone.
here's my thing.
Can't we
If
just?
they can track COVID by our phones, if they can track ads by our phones, if they can tell when you've been to a website to read a newspaper
Right.
3 times in a month or whatever,
Yeah.
why can't we figure out a way to vote by phone? Can you tell me that? You can.
Oh, I agree. I think we
you
should.
Yeah, you can get on and look at your Social Security shit from you know
You can do your taxes.
everything.
You can do all this shit.
There's no reason that. Here's the window. You got 24 hours, midnight to midnight.
Yeah.
Vote.
Why do we do it on Tuesday?
I don't know how many texts I've got.
In November.
Right. I don't know how many texts I've got from people. Can I ask you how you're voting? Blah 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 blah. Reply stop to him. I'm like, how did you even get my fucking phone number?
Right.
Now if they can track that kind of shit,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
If they can track that, they already know how you're voting, probably.
Yeah,
At
because
least
primarily
the
it has been
majority of it.
Republican shit that's been texting me.
Right.
Can I ask for $14 for your support? Fuck no.
Right. Well, I'm.
If you're
So-
if you're a conservative, you know damn well I ain't gonna give you shit.
I get it. It's gonna sound weird. I get it from both sides because
That's the
I-
dream, man. That's
I'll-
the dream.
I'll watch the Fox News videos and the CNN videos and MSNBC, and
Right.
I'll go to this website and this website, and and so they don't know how to take me because I'm like,
You're
like,
just a sweet transvestite.
he must be undecided here, right?
Just a sweet. Now, if anybody can tell me what movie that's from, I will send you the recipe for this sweet peanut butter apple nut
Sweet peanut
biscuits.
butter.
get off topic here a little bit more, John. I want to ask you something, and
I was trying not to go political.
yeah, it happens. It's like me not talking about tits. It's just gonna happen.
Right.
We're kind of getting into the spooky season, and the reason I want to bring this up is because I want to give the listeners time to email us at bjontheRocks@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Facebook message, Facebook comment, YouTube comment, whatever you want to do.
And real quick, while we're early in the video, if you're watching this on YouTube, please make sure to like it down below.
Subscribe.
And if you like it, subscribe.
Right.
Everybody says that, right?
Right. Like,
They
subscribe, and hit your notification bell.
They usually
It's in. Wait, hold on. Let's
It's
think about it.
right.
It's in that
in here.
corner. I think down there. In that corner under
Yeah.
the title.
Right next to the subscribe.
Because
Because that's the only way you're going to know.
when we've got new content. And if you want to hear more of my rants, you're going to need to do that. Or
Right.
buy me liquor.
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
Send
mail us
liquor.
liquor. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
We're going to run out eventually. It's going to be a couple weeks, but anyway.
Yeah, okay. Do you believe in... How do I say this? Yeah. Sorry. I can take it there. Let's go Disney with this. No.
Girls hard.
Anything, not necessarily just ghosts, but I'm gonna all encompass this. Do you believe in supernatural phenomenons, whether it be ghosts, whether it be bad luck, whether it be omens, whether it be tarot cards, whether it be whatever? Do you believe in that kind of stuff?
So, I go back and forth on this because a part of me believes that
Right.
some shit is happening out there, right?
Right. You can't
And-
explain it.
And we've even talked about it with what's going on here in this house sometimes, right?
Oh yeah.
But then the other part of me is like, well, I need some proof.
Right.
I need that the scientific mind of my is like,
The confirmation of an intellect.
I gotta test the
I get
ghostness of this.
Right.
You know, show me the God mineral.
Right.
I gotta test it, right?
I
But
get that.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, but then there's the other part of me that's like, oh yeah, there's definitely something
Right.
bigger than me,
Bigger than us,
and,
yes.
you know, or at least an altered dimension of
Something.
interference of some sort. Something's going on.
Something's out there.
Yeah.
we need the beginning from X-Files. It's out there. The truth is out there. Yeah, I just like okay. So before I met Becca, I went with her stepsister. She was running. That's how I met Becca, through her stepsister.
Okay.
Group of us, like 3 or 4 of us, I can't remember. Went up to like I think Clarinda, Iowa, and there was a lady that read tarot cards.
Yeah.
Had my tarot cards read. Said I was going to meet a girl with light eyes and dark hair, and blah 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 blah. And like 2 weeks later, I met Becca, and of course that just took off like gas on fire. You know,
Yeah.
fire and gas, whatever.
You're like,
And then her sister reminded me, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Then that gives you a creepy feeling.
right.
So,
You're like, I might as well marry this.
right? Why not? The tarot cards say so. It only makes sense. But no, it was and so there was that experience. But okay, so my father had a toolbox,
Right.
and it sat down and been in his house since he had his strokes, and then it sat in storage for the last couple years since 2 years, because it was a year after he passed that I finally got the house to sell, and then got that off my plate so I could quit paying his mortgage, and got it moved out, and the guy stored it and whatever, and this toolbox was supposedly worth a chunk of change. Nobody's ever been interested in it, so I went down and brought it home to get it out of this guy's garage, and the people were moving, and so I just brought it back. Probably not worth a lot, but I'm like, man, I'll use it myself,
Sure.
right? Whatever. He bought it off of a guy that had either was getting a divorce or had fallen on hard times, lost his job, whatever, sold it for like half price, right?
Oh.
This big expensive toolbox.
Yeah.
Dad never used it, but shortly after, when he started having his
Gotcha.
strokes and all that shit happened. So then it sits in storage, right? So I go down and pick it up. Since I've picked it up, I hit a deer. I have had a driver quit. There's been I've had a bee or wasp or something with a stinger fly into my t-shirt sleeve in all the miles I've ever ridden on a bike. Never had this happen. Fly into my sleeve and sting me repeatedly on my arm. The stinger must be stuck because it's like purple and yellow and was swollen up, or it's looking better now. But all this little shit keeps happening, and I'm like, I'm sure that motherfucker wasn't cursed a little bit, you know?
Did this spark our conversation earlier?
About the
About thinking of death?
No, that was just me being random because like I wake up a lot lately, and I'm just like, I wake up and I'm like, one day I'm not gonna wake up. I think that's just midlife mortality, maybe.
Won't even know.
No, we won't even know.
Unless we wake up 2 hours later.
Yeah.
Like the one guy.
Like the one guy was like, wait a second, I wasn't in a hospital.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't. It makes you believe a certain, like, not okay. You hear about people saying things are haunted or cursed per se, and maybe it's just bad energy attached to it. Like something bad happened around it, and it's just stuck with it now. By the way, I've got a toolbox for that.
Half price.
Half price. Half price.
Well, I mean, that's so. Selling it for half price started the curse.
Right, true. Maybe. Well, actually, it got cursed and then sold for half price. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, now it's what it is, but yeah. I've never
had any real tangible events, I guess.
Right.
My dad has. He swears up and down, about some stuff. So the old house he grew up in, there was an old man, all white, dressed in overalls, and he would hang out on the landing in between the downstairs and upstairs, right? And he would see him, not all the time, but just every once in a while he'd show up, Never did anything, never hurt anybody, never
Just
said a word,
hanging out.
just kind of hanging out, But freaked him out when he was a kid, right?
Right.
And that house has been torn down now. But then at our house, the house I grew up in, every once in a while, we would smell pipe tobacco. Nobody in my house smoked pipe.
Right.
and the people who lived there before us never smoked pipe. I mean, it was like,
just
and
random.
it was really distinct in one area, and it was like, every once
And
in a
you
while,
can't
it'd be
mistake
like,
pipe tobacco.
No.
I mean, it is.
Yeah, it wasn't cigarettes. It was pipe tobacco. And so I mean, we get that every now and then, and just be like, oh, there it is, movie with us, whatever.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Because that was the thing growing up, was that we never saw anything, nothing ever moved or did anything, but it was like there was no reason for me to smell pipe tobacco, but it was there. So
and of course, we've talked about the goings on in my house,
Yeah.
with the little shit. And if you haven't heard that, go back to the past
Yeah.
episodes, and feel free to listen.
it was around 15-ish, probably.
Fuck, I don't even remember now. It's been a while.
It was a little bit
ago. But
before video, I think.
when we were teens, we'd always go to these places that supposedly had somebody die, or a kid electrocuted himself in a bathtub with a blow dryer, and now the furniture was still in the house, or whatever, and then we went down to a train trestle, and the lady, her family burnt to death, and so she jumped off the train trestle, and there's a rose bush at the top, and water got faster, and the light chased us, and all that shit, and you look back, and you're like, it's probably just kids being, we were concocting things in our head, to allude to this. But one place that everybody in our area has been on the news, and they've done the documentary, and they've done a book on, is Workman's Chapel. And the funny thing about that,
I've never been.
we went out there and creeped each other out and all that shit. We did have one experience where we took a Ouija board out there, and one of our friends had driven her mom's car, and it was 3 girls and 3 guys, and the headlights, we had it facing the church, and we just left the headlights on. And we were playing with the Ouija board, and the headlights went off. We all freaked out, ran and got in the car. She wouldn't start it, and it wouldn't start. The headlights wouldn't come on, it wouldn't start, whatever else. So we put it in neutral. We pushed it out. We were just trying to push it out into the road just to get the hell away from the place. We're like, we're going to push it down the road, and then we'll lock the doors and whatever. As soon as we got it on the gravel, The lights came back on. We were like, okay. She hit the key. It started. We all piled in and drove off. Well, what it was probably a loose battery connection. We were pushing it, hit a bump, jiggled the cable, car come back
That seems to be a very common thing, is the lights going out, though.
Well, the electrical, they say with supernatural effects that there is ghosts, they, the electromagnetic fields and blah, blah, blah are affected and yada, yada. But here's the thing about this. So I went to elementary school in Pickering. One of the, like the special ed assistants, what are those called? The PAs or whatever. She was a teacher assistant. It was an older woman. Her name was Daisy Workman. Her and her husband owned that land originally. And then there was like a son or whoever took care of it. And I think he passed away in like 2011 or 12 or whatever, right? So Daisy actually was a substitute teacher, would set in on classes. Not really a teacher. She would just set in on classes and shit when the teacher was sick at the VOTAC. Okay. When we were in high school. So one time she was in a math class I had or whatever, and I was like, hey, I remember you from Pickering when I was, and she was like, oh yeah, I remember you, blah, 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 and she was talking, and so we became, not friends, but cool, copacetic. We'd talk and address each other. She knew my name and stuff like that. Anyways, one day we were talking along and whatever, and Workman's Chapel came up, and she goes, don't even believe the stuff you hear. And this is from Daisy. Right. And granted, this has been 22 years ago at this point, but she was like, that isn't even the original church that was there.
Oh, yeah?
She's like, the old one either fell down or burnt down and got struck by lightning. Something happened where it was no longer there. And they found another one that was getting torn down, and they moved it in. I mean, the damn thing's not even set on a foundation properly. If you look at it, it's got like blocks underneath it or runners or something, Yeah. I mean, it's not even, it's obviously been moved there. And yet all this, and I'm like, if anybody actually would tell the guy that did this documentary in the book, it would completely defunct anything that he said in it. Like, he wouldn't even have, there's nothing to write about. It wasn't the building that was there.
Right.
So anyways, it would completely just defunct everything, right? And Daisy told me that, and she was like, if you ever want to go out there, she's like, just let us know so we don't call the law on you, basically.
Right.
And when we went out there, we never called ahead because it was like spontaneous. It's 10:30 at night.
Yeah.
Let's go scare some
Hold
girls.
on, I gotta call Daisy.
Yeah, let's go scare some girls. So anyways, but yeah, that's what the biggest stories you heard out of Toad Holler, which Toad Holler supposedly had a bunch of shit going on, which is, right in that area and stuff. So, but yeah, anyways, I just always found that funny. Everybody's like, oh, Workman's Chapel. You remember about 10 years ago, all that, I was writing a book about it, and all the college kids were like, ooh, and people were like, oh, that's our.
Yeah.
Here's a good one for you. You remember?
We've been hearing about this forever.
Yeah, and it's not even the church that's supposed to be there.
Yeah.
So, okay, not really haunted.
Oops.
Here's a good story for you. The post office in Maryville haunted.
Oh, yeah?
There's a well-known dentist in town. I don't want to use the name out of respect.
Right.
Anybody who knows it starts with a T, and they've been around for quite a while. They're brothers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, their father was a clerk at the post office when they built the new one in 63 or 64, whatever it is in Maryville. Shot himself with a revolver in the safe. That's what I've been told. And if you're ever there by yourself, that can be a creepy ass place.
Yeah.
So there was a clerk, an older lady named Joanne that worked there for years, and she didn't like to be in there alone. I'd go in there and read the paper, and because she didn't like to be in there alone in the mornings.
Yeah.
So
I knew that he had killed himself, but I didn't know where.
In the safe with a revolver is what I heard.
Wow.
Guess he wanted to contain the cleanup.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess.
Anyways, talk about tainting a new building, though.
Right. It wasn't even an old building.
Yeah, it was just like brand new. I'm gonna redecorate this. I never did like the color of these walls. If I'm not gonna get ahead in this operation, I'm gonna leave someone fight. I'm going to hell.
Back into the left.
Back into the left.
Caused by a bullet
If you don't know what we're talking about, look up JFK, Kevin Costner, great film.
Yeah.
Set out about 3.5 hours
Oh,
a day.
Great film, but
Yeah,
it takes some time.
Yeah, you're gonna need a ham sandwich and some popcorn.
Yeah. Was that an Oliver Stone, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He was on Joe Rogan. I don't know, it's probably been a year ago, but very interesting guy. I mean,
Oh yeah, intelligent.
Yeah, all his stories and shit. I mean, he's got stories for days.
Oh
you
yeah,
know, but
been in the
Vietnam
industry
and
a
shit,
long
and
time.
all that,
Yeah.
But
No, I just like I said, I'm curious about your opinion, and I would love to hear listeners' opinions too. If they ever, get the urge to, I don't know, fucking communicate.
right.
Whatever.
Well, and I was thinking.
That's
about
how I
doing
know
like
most of our listeners must be females, because they suck at communication. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
They're like, "Can't you hear me talking?"
Yeah.
No.
You hear
No.
one coming out of my mouth.
This is one directional.
That was a good band.
Yeah. Yeah, they went one direction right out the fucking door. Yeah. Down the fucking drain, thank God.
This is kind of good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it actually is.
I'm not.
At first it was like, what's this gonna be? You know?
Yeah,
But that's pretty good.
we're pretty good.
Yeah, so email us and
Yeah, I'll send you the recipe.
get the recipe. You remember?
And if you want a visual representation of the recipe, feel free to go to O'Reilly's website and look up the water pump gasket for a '97 Toyota Tacoma with a 2.2 4-cylinder engine, and tell me what that looks like to you. It's a big, it's a big penis.
Yeah, fucking
Big balls.
perfect. Speaking of drinking,
Uh-huh.
we've both seen a documentary.
I thought you
Recently.
were going to talk about your married life.
You're gonna drink.
Kidding, Tisha. Just a single guy.
This lady.
This
lady.
Lady. So yeah, the documentary.
This documentary.
Documentary.
Is it on Hulu or Netflix? It's on Hulu.
Yeah, it was on Hulu because I remember the banner. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
it's called Neat: The
Mhm.
Story of Bourbon, I believe is the full title.
Boy, those barns were beautiful. I mean,
My God.
it just racks.
That Freddie Johnson.
If anybody would be haunted, it would be a whiskey.
Right.
A barn full of whiskey. Because somebody either got drunk or dead.
Right. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah.
No, but Freddie Johnson, the guy at Buffalo Creek,
Uh-huh.
he made that documentary. I mean, if it wasn't for him, it wouldn't have been the same documentary.
Really?
You know, I mean, he was the dark-skinned guy that was the third generation.
Right, okay,
Yeah, So I thought, oh, he's like the president or something. Buffalo Trace. That's a creek, I think. Anyway, Buffalo Trace bourbon. So he's like the third generation employee at that place. So he, but I thought, oh, he's probably like the president or something. You know, he's very prominent in the documentary.
Right.
And so I started looking him up, and he's a tour guide.
Yeah.
I'm like, I would drive to Kentucky to have a
To hear
tour
him.
with that guy,
Oh, yeah.
and hopefully a drink at the end of the tour. 'Cause his stories and just the way he like puts things, I'm just like, man, that guy is like got it.
Yeah.
You know? But
That's legacy right there.
yeah, and his whole thing was, you know, what was it? Whiskey is the byproduct of the friendships and the memories that you've made with, you know.
Yeah, give you that warm
Something
heart
like that. I'm like,
cockle
oh,
feeling.
man.
Yeah.
That's why I felt bad that we didn't finish off that Maker's Mark.
Right.
Like, oh,
Sorry.
sorry.
Catholic guilt. That's what that is.
I'm gonna have to get
It lingers. It lingers in you.
Yeah. It's like, well, on Wednesday night we're not finishing a whole bottle of bourbon. That's for damn sure.
No. But you know, on a lighter note, now that I've got two drivers that quit me, I don't know how this is going to work as far as scheduling a podcast goes. But if it does, it's probably almost going to have to move to to a week.
Yeah.
Or something, because there's no way in hell I'm pulling 80-hour work weeks and doing a
Trying to do
podcast
this
for people that don't even send emails.
Yeah.
Except for Wade and his buddy
Wade,
that's
Wes has sent a couple.
and Wade and Wes, yeah.
And yeah,
We had Pat sent one.
Pat sent one.
And
we got some pictures from a couple people.
yeah, I wanted to say his name, but I don't want people to go back and be like,
Yeah.
So
A couple people.
you know who you are.
Yeah. So thank you for, or not thank you for.
Yeah, thank you for communicating.
Couple of us, but-
Please save those pictures.
Jesse sent a couple.
Jesse, yeah.
Yeah. So
I'd like to hear from females, though. We never hear from any females. I want to hear how much of a son of a bitch they think I am. Be honest, by all means.
right.
There was that one Roxy on my Coxie.
Right,
That was
on my
not a
Coxie.
female. That was not a female. That was a dude with a very nice set of tits
Nice
pretending to
pictures.
be a female. Yeah. Either way, I finished.
Right. That was a good one. But yeah, if you have Hulu, or I think it's available on a couple other streaming services, but it's called Neat, N-E-A-T, which is, I guess,
It'd
when
be
you order a straight
straight whiskey,
bourbon or whiskey,
no ice,
as it is.
no mixers,
Right.
no water.
Neat. So, and yeah, great learning thing. I learned a lot.
There's one thing, I think every country has an alcoholic drink that they connect emotionally to heritage.
Yeah.
I mean, I think not even necessarily country, maybe culture, per se.
Yeah.
I think that
There's Americans.
bourbon,
Yeah.
and as a dude,
Yeah.
ultimately, that's like one of those things. Like my mom's husband Mike and his friend Paul, they like to drink scotch
Oh yeah.
and bourbon and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And there's just something masculine about sitting around drinking scotch or
Bourbon
bourbon,
whiskey. Yeah.
smoking a cigar. It's
Yeah.
not like you want to do it every day. It's just every once in a while. It's like that.
It's the experience.
It's experience, and I don't think.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing. Like women, there's some things about women that we as men do not understand.
Yeah.
Thank God. And that's one of
So
those
it
things.
keeps you mysterious.
Right.
Keeps us coming back.
Keeps you out of the
Keeps us
house.
coming anyway.
Whatever. As a man, I think that's that experience of like bonding, though.
Right.
That's why men at weddings smoke cigars together outside.
Yeah.
Now it's outside, whatever. Damn. Anyway, but they and they have a beer or they have a drink, and it's that bonding of, I remember my father doing this, or my grandfather doing this, or my grandfather's grandfather. And granted, I don't have any of that, but ultimately, what's James Bond do?
Start building it now.
Other than a martini shaken, not stirred, he's everybody Winston Churchill, cigar and scotch, or brandy or whatever. It's just there's something masculine about it, and that's an experience you want to share with people that you feel are important to you as a brother, or
Right.
in the manhood or whatever. So I'd say
That's why I really enjoy this.
because we're bonding over getting drunk.
Bonding over getting drunk. Yeah.
But no, yeah, I mean, even if we quit doing this shit, then at least we can still get
We're
drunk.
gonna find a way.
We're
to
still
get
gonna
together.
get, yeah.
It'll be like, how come you're still on episode 23?
Because we've been getting drunk for the
Because-
last 42 weeks.
Episode 24 is gonna be a doozy. All right. We're still working on it. It's a several.
Just do 5-minute
It's a several
segments.
part.
Yeah, 5-minute segments over like a year. We'll lose weight, we'll gain weight, we'll facial hair will
Yeah.
change.
That'll be good.
But no, yeah. So.
That's I don't know. I agree. The memories and the bonding and the sharing experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a nice thing about when we had Josh on. Speaking of guests,
Right.
we need to get some guests.
We do,
But
we're gonna have to work on this schedule.
we're gonna have to really have to work on
And
it.
I apologize not only to you, to the listeners, even though I don't know who's listening.
We'd like to know.
bjontheRocks@gmail.com.
That's right.
Facebook, YouTube, whatever. Yeah, I gotta apologize to it because I know it's my schedule. I just couldn't believe when my one quit and then the other one come. It's like, so I got bad news. It's just too much for me. I'm like, you haven't even been working more. Like, I took the extra hours because I didn't want to burn you out. I mean, he's got responsibilities. I get it. It's a part-time gig, but man, middle of harvest after one guy just quit. Are you just trying to fuck me?
Right.
Does my ass look that edible to you? You just want to get up in it?
I mean, get me drunk first.
Right. No shit. Spit on it or something.
Yeah.
Friend, Jesus. I always knew, though, getting into this, running two businesses, having two guys working, it's kind of why I did it, was two guys. So if one quit, I wouldn't be completely fucked. But I always had a feeling it would be, both of them would go, and it'd be a busy season.
In the middle of harvest.
Yeah, harvest or planting season or whatever, you know. I had a enema gone bad, and I'm now in a hospital with my ass in a you know, cast or something. I just knew it would happen. You got a visual on that one? My ass, maybe you got a visual on that.
I got
like
a
all
visual on that
four.
one,
My ass and what's that called? When it's in contract or whatever, they put it up in the air. And, I look like a Catholic schoolboy just waiting for an apple in my mouth.
I'm ready, Father.
I've been very naughty. Where is the rectory?
I'm ready for my penance.
You what?
My penance.
What?
Penance. Penance.
Oh my! Oh lady!
Father penance.
That's pretty good
Yeah,
shit.
That's good.
I shouldn't have mixed it quite 30%.
Well, we had to get rid of some of it.
Something. I'm gonna make a bigger batch of that now and put it like in a gallon jug. That shit's good.
Take it on the road.
No shit. You want a bumper sticker? I got one for you. Fucking Jenny Craig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got any shout outs or?
No, not really this week. I mean, I want to thank the people in my life that support me and are patient with my mood swings as I go through these work weeks and not getting sleep and
Luckily, I only see you at your best.
drunk.
I'm joking.
I'll own that shit. Because I can be moody as it is, you know, being stressed and stuff. But you throw, I don't know how I used to do both jobs, both shifts.
Right.
I don't know. I'll have a heart attack and die. So if I do, that's on you fuckers.
We're playing on the toolbox at that point.
Yeah.
We'll be like, it must be the toolbox.
Must be the toolbox.
It's documented.
The tool died of the toolbox.
Yeah.
But
speaking of memories, I was gonna say, you know,
in the corners of
Yeah.
your mind.
we've talked about, you know, quitting this podcast thing because nobody's fucking emails. You know, are you really listening?
Yeah, 1 week we'll get like 40 some listens,
I mean,
or 60. I think we got like 60 that 1 week. Or
We got-
something.
yeah.
And then the next week
if you
we'll
go
get
back,
like
they're
14.
they're working their way up,
Right.
But, you know, whatever. But I'm trying to recruit some more people, and some people that kind of like listen to the first episode or like 2 minutes of the first episode. And when I'm out, I'm like, come back.
Yeah, come back and listen to that.
Jump in about 15 or so and just see
Right.
what you think, okay? Because I think we've gotten better.
We're learning too.
But no, something I would like to say is, you know, I was
Thanks
talking
to the
Tish
listeners.
it. Yeah, well, thank you guys for
Yeah,
the ones that do
especially the
listen.
ones that really support us by buying like the hoodies and stuff.
Buying the hoodies, giving
That's
us a
awesome.
bottle of whiskey.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's been nice. But I don't think I could ever quit doing this. At least full, you know, maybe we can't do it every week, you know.
Right.
But I think of how much I would love to have something like this of like my grandpa's, you know.
Oh yeah, and listen back.
Yeah.
To them
Especially
bullshitting.
now that they're gone. Because I never got to see them like as a fun character. I never really connected with them on that level, you know.
Right.
And I would like to see them interact with their friends and, you know, how they were when they were drunk.
Bullshit.
You know, shit like
yeah.
that. And it's like, man, I would sit and watch or listen to that for hours, you know.
Oh yeah.
There are some videos of one of my grandpas, well, both now that I found one of them, Grandpa Mackey, but my grandpa Sumo was always behind the camera. you know. And so you always heard his voice and his laugh and all that, you know. And so throughout the video, it's just him, you know, hey, what are you doing? You know,
Right.
You hear him laughing or whatever. And then every once in a while, you just like set the camera up, and then you'd see him walking around or do whatever, you know. It's like, oh, there he is. Okay, you know. But man, if I just had like something like this of them,
Yeah.
it'd be priceless, you know.
Oh, definitely.
So,
yeah.
I guess
God, I
I
can't
hope if
imagine
I
my
ever
kid listening
right.
to this shit.
Someday. It's on the internet. It's never going away.
Hell, we might have an apocalypse and all this will disappear.
It'd take that, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I guess I hope someday, if you talk about leaving a legacy of some sort, I hope my grandkids, if I have grandkids, will listen to this shit, you know, and
Realize what a fucking idiot we were.
they'll say, that explains a lot.
Yeah. Explains my fucking twitch and my lazy eye.
Grandpa was drinking all the time. Every video I've got of him, he's drunk. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just, you know, I was thinking about it the other day, and I thought, you know, I like having this outlet documented, you know, and an outlet for, just us to just get together and do bullshit.
Right.
Whether anybody does listen or not, you know.
Yeah, but if they
That's
don't
on
listen,
you.
then that's, you know, we don't have to.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we could just record it.
Did I shave my balls for this?
Who cares about being like,
Actually,
On
I
point.
just realized I'm not wearing underwear in this pair of jeans that I'm wearing. It's
There's some holes in it.
there's some holes in the crotch. And
I
usually,
think I got a bit.
I'm usually riding on the motorcycle, so I feel the breeze, like, you know, wisping through my, well, not even my hair, because, you know, shave my balls. But, very aerodynamic. You know what the worst part about that is, though? On a hot day, if you sit down on your bike and that black seat's been in the sun, if you've got a hole in
No
it,
protection.
woo! You know, talk about
Yeah.
chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
Oh no, hardly.
Christmas will be here soon. Yeah, we're coming right down that about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
6,
Wow.
7, 8 weeks. 8 weeks. And,
Yeah.
8, maybe 9. Fuck, I don't know. I never learned. I never learned to read.
Well, at this point, it's gonna feel like 6.
6 weeks.
Whatever,
If that,
you know?
yeah.
You know.
Um,
No, I was thinking about. I was gonna see if you want to do like a Halloween episode.
that'd
You
be
know,
cool.
We kind of did some ghost
If,
stories here.
if some people can email in and tell us some
You gonna dress
personal
up?
experiences, oh, that might be fun. It'd be cold because I usually don't wear pants.
I was gonna say.
Um,
They have that pot cover.
I'd have to have more than that. I'm getting kind of fat these days. About 2-3 years ago, I was really working out and doing good, and you know, getting back in shape. I was like, man, I'm feeling good. And then I had to deal with some of Dad's shit, and I had to check out for a couple weeks, and then broke routine, and then I came back, and I never got back into it. Now I just keep getting fatter.
I get. Shut up. Fuck you.
Better and better.
Well, I'm sitting across from you. I'm trying. I lost that 9 or 10 pounds, you know. I gained it all back.
It is what
No,
it is.
but-
It's a struggle.
But
We're hitting that midlife struggle. you
yeah,
know?
I have to really work to
Yeah.
lose weight now.
Yeah. So
I can maintain, but to lose, I have to really fucking
really
work.
work it out. Yeah. I'll settle for a working dick in my hairline.
Right.
That's as close as I'm going to get to
Hey.
you.
So far, we're doing pretty good.
Yeah. Not bad.
And to that,
Um,
I'm glad your dick works.
yeah.
Not for me, but
Yeah, right.
anyway,
So yeah, where are we setting on for time?
we're good. We're
About
over an
there.
hour.
Yeah, we
So-
better check it out because I gotta work another
Yeah. Yeah.
fucking 15-hour day tomorrow. So,
Yeah.
my friend, here's to you,
Yeah.
and here's to
Here's
y'all.
to you. So
Send us some requests for this holiday special because I'm gonna be brain dead another week. I will
Yeah.
literally be choking on my own spit. So
Yeah.
fair warning.
for the Halloween.
Yeah, for the
Send
Halloween
some-
episode. Yeah, send us
And
some.
Christmas, we're still writing some original.
Yeah, we can
So-
go. We're gonna have to make more time to do that off of the air.
I've got
Bring it up
titles.
here. Do you?
I've got titles. I haven't written anything yet.
What's your favorite Christmas song?
Favorite Christmas song? I don't
Baby,
know.
all I for Christmas.
Not fucking. No.
Right, Gary, go for it.
That's, no. And, it's weird because as an atheist, right, as an atheist, you would think it wouldn't be anything,
Right.
religious. But, old little town of Bethlehem, when I'm like, when it's like
and shit.
late in the night,
Uh-huh.
everything's kind of getting quiet, and I'm just sitting there with the drink,
The crest on the white fallen fresh snow.
and that little, it just comes on, it's nice and mellow,
Right.
and it just, I'm like, yep, that's Christmas.
My favorite scene in the Christmas Story is there at the end where the parents are sitting in a dark living room and she comes and sits on his lap and they're looking out and sharing a glass of wine and they're looking out on the snow falling and the big old school fat colored light bulbs. It's like,
I love those.
yeah.
Man.
Oh yeah. That's what I started putting on the house. Yeah. That's the old school. Not the LEDs. I don't care if it burns electricity.
It's like going real old school. Yeah.
The fat colored bulbs.
The ones that melt the fucking snow.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe it's cold outside. There's so many versions of it.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah, that's definitely one of them.
That's a good one.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's a little lighthearted.
Yeah.
If I hear Madonna singing about that one song she does.
Oh, you're good. You're still on.
Okay.
Were you off for 20 minutes?
Oh, God, I hope not. I don't know how I would have hit that, but we'll figure it out. I guess.
Anyway.
Yeah. So, I don't even know when I would have hit that because I made sure both of them were on. I turned it on. So anyway, yeah, fuck me. No, baby, it's cold outside.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. No, there's a ton, really.
Oh, there's so
Christmas,
many. Oh yeah.
I like the classics.
You gotta go classic on Christmas because it's memories. It's like like bourbon. It's memories and friendship and.
But one that's not really a classic, but I like to listen to it every Christmas. Is it's actually a Garth Brooks song. It's called "The Gift," and I think it's called "The Gift." Yeah, it's about a Mexican girl that finds this bird, and she the bird has a broken wing, and she kind of nurses it back to health and takes it into the church. And the voice came through the darkness and says, "If the bird in the cage is your offering, give it to me." And she opens the cage, and the bird flies out. Anyway,
I'll have to look
really good story song.
Yeah, I'll have to look that one up.
But that always gets
I was thinking like Jim Brickman, Martina McBride, "Thank You for the Gift." That one, and I'm like, I think that was Valentine's Day. I don't know.
Nope. Christmas.
Christmas.
That's Christmas.
It's fucking Christmas, bitch.
Garth Brooks, man. I always love when people like try to put songs on like YouTube, like, "Hey, you didn't listen to this one, you didn't check this out," or whatever. And they always get the fucking artist wrong, or
Right.
I'm like, fuck, that's not Toby Keith. I'm that guy that's like, fuck you, you're stupid. Anyway, so I guess we can wrap it up here.
Yeah.
Went on for a little bit.
Nah, fuck it. Halloween. Send us your shit.
Finish your shit.
Send us your shit. Not in a box. Literally just.
Or a picture of your costume.
Yeah, especially if you're a female. I want to see. God, I love Halloween.
'Cause
It's like that one night
you
know they're gonna be slutty.
Yeah, everything's slutty COVID.
Let's pretend you're a slut, and I'll pretend I'm not gonna call you in the morning. Go.
Exactly. Yep.
Let's pretend I'm not gonna call you an Uber, and you're just gonna have to walk home.
Because baby, it's cold outside.
Because baby, it's cold outside.
Yep.
All right. Thank y'all for sticking around.
Yeah. Cheers.
Yep.